This eerie tale unfolded about a decade ago in a hamlet in East Yorkshire, UK. My companion, let's call her Bella, was a skilled tattoo artist and body piercer, often managing the parlor while the proprietor was away. I frequently accompanied her, spending the entire day there. The parlor was nestled in an ancient row of structures, a total of 7, which I was informed used to be a butcher shop in the late 1800s. Upon entering, to the right were stairs leading to the piercing room. Straight ahead was the counter and seating area, and behind the stairs was a small corridor leading to another room filled with mystical and supernatural artifacts, including battery-operated figurines. One day, Bella and I decided to experiment with a deck of tarot cards and a pendulum for divination. We were novices at interpreting the cards, but asked questions while swinging the pendulum. It would rotate for a yes and swing back and forth for a no. We started feeling uncomfortable and asked if it was a benevolent spirit, and the pendulum spun so fast that Bella dropped it. Suddenly, there was a loud thud from the piercing room upstairs. We rushed to investigate and found the bathroom door closed. It was usually kept open by a heavy crate, and the crate was on the other side of the room. This scared us, so we rushed downstairs for some fresh air. As we descended the stairs, the battery-operated ghost and demon figurines in the other room started to move, even though they weren't switched on. We bolted out of the parlor and sat on a bench across the street, thoroughly shaken. Bella had an appointment and had to return upstairs, asking me to mind the counter. As I sat there waiting for her, I felt a wave of nausea and had to step outside for some air. The moment I stepped out, the feeling lifted. As we reached the bus stop and turned to thank him, he had vanished. There was no sign of him, and the area was too open for him to have disappeared so quickly. On the bus ride home, Bella and I felt an overwhelming sadness, and we both ended up crying. We couldn't shake off the feeling. Bella called her boss, who was into the occult, and he asked about the tarot cards and pendulum. They were still at the parlor, so he put them in a cupboard with a spirit board wrapped in a sacred cloth. We thought that was the end of it, but that night I had the most terrifying nightmares. All I can recall now is a void with green dots spinning around as if they were encircling me. For days after, Bella and I went from constant communication to barely a message until she called me and said her boss had reviewed the external CCTV footage and there was never a man at the parlor. He could see us talking and looking at something, but no one else. The candy store was also closed that day, so he couldn't have been there, but in our panic, we hadn't noticed.